Mm.
Hello, everybody. Yes,
Hello.
our fun background is gone. I'm eternally sad by this.
Because I'm here.
You're just gonna hold up the background, are you?
Just gonna hold up the fort.
He's finishing his computer time for the night, so. Hello. Hey, what's up? That's Cody.
Sup?
Yes.
That'll be me. How about hi?
Hello. Hey. Yeah, our other co-host.
Oh, wow, Jessica, I see.
Our other co-host CB, she does not feel well, so it's just us tonight.
Just
Hello.
the two of us.
Just the two of us.
We can make it if we try. Just the two
So
of us.
I almost had my February schedule done, but but the other person who DM'd me can't make it on the 21st.
Oh.
So, but it's okay.
I mean,
They'll
I
I'll
hear.
put them in my March.
So.
I was gonna say, Cody, you can't, but like, you technically could. Matt's the other guest there, so
I'm like, realistically, I could.
It just becomes the month of Cody.
Oh, listen. Okay, we're so close to a month of Matt. We'll have a month of Cody. I gotta catch up somehow.
It's always look, the month of whoever is always 3 out of 4 days too. It's never
right. It's never a full month.
Except once. Once it was 4, but it was in a month that had 5 Mondays. So we were still a Monday short.
We'll get there eventually. We'll get there
eventually. One month I will specifically set it up.
Each regular gets their own dedicated month.
Regular, just pick a month this year. That will be your month.
March. It's my birth month. Easy choice.
We'll see what we got going on.
right.
We got a look of new people here. A lot of new people, I assume. Someone took out CB. Apparently, yes. So
it may or may not have been my assassins.
Cody, why would you do that when you're already here? The protocol is to take out people so you can replace them. Although CB has been known to take out people so she can monopolize my time. So is that what you're doing?
I may have learned from her. Just saying.
You have a third guest. Yes. Oh, Fox says this is my other guest.
No, yes. Mm-hmm.
He's like, I'm trying to finish my level, mother.
What are you doing, mother?
Let me tell you, it's the dead of winter, and he came in my room in a muscle shirt, and I'm like, that's such my child.
That's me.
Tank tops year round, baby.
I will wear flip-flops until it snows, and even then I'll debate.
Okay, Fox says that Matt has to have May or March for alliteration's sake.
Well, he can have May. I'll take March.
Not May. It's gotta be Matt May.
It's gotta be Matt May. The May of
March. Has been known to replace Fox, he says. That's mildly fair.
It is not a level.
I mean, I may have taken her out for you. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Is it okay? But in your music game, do you have like levels? Did you have a thing that you played from start to finish and then it stopped? He does what he does, and he doesn't like that I've logicked him and just doesn't respond to me. You're such a teenager for a 10-year-old. I know, that's the point. I can't be literal with him. He's a Libra. You can, or you can leave it down here. It's up to you. All right, open that drawer. Don't leave it plugged in. Wait. Open that drawer. I apologize, everybody. I'm trying to teach him how to put things up. Yes, that drawer, the one with the Sailor Moon manga.
It's fine. Sometimes we all need a good refresher.
Well, normally he takes his headset up to his room and puts it on his desk, but he asked if he could leave it in here instead, so I'm showing him where he can store it safely. He apparently learned his skills from CB and not Matt. Apparently so.
Maybe.
Hello. Do I have a goblin behind me? Is that what's happened?
Y'all may have noticed my usual co-host is CB, so I may have learned a few tricks.
It's all those Sailor Moon Let's Talks.
It's all the Sailor Moon's Let's Talks. That's all.
Which, oh yeah, by the way, if anybody is confused because they thought that child pop thing over there, if anybody else is there, I'm sorry.
I've been wondering what that sound was for the past 10 minutes. I'm not even gonna
bubble wrap.
I hear it and I'm just like, huh, interesting sound. Moving on.
Yeah. Hold on real quick. Shoo! Go upstairs. Mommy is working. Shoo, shoo, shoo.
Big on, children.
Shoo.
Big on from the room.
Little cheese balls, I swear. I wonder where they could possibly get that from.
I wonder.
I have no idea.
Me either. Not a clue.
What was I about to explain? Oh, Sailor Moon. Yes.
Sailor Moon.
We were going to have the Sailor Moon season 4 Let's Talk today. However, basically, I made plans to get certain things done this month. And then we've had ice storms on and off all month. And so I got behind on those plans, which it's like one of those things where you're like, okay, I'm going to have all of this done by week 2. So I can do these things in week 2, but you only got half of that done. So now in week 2, you have to do all of week 2 stuff plus half of week 1 stuff. And then so even though like you're still making progress and you're still getting things done, everything's just piling up. So as much as it stabbed my soul, I made the executive decision to not stress about binging Sailor Moon. And just we're going to do that next month instead.
Woo!
But the good news is I get to focus on my outline again, and my kitchen is mostly done.
And then hopefully I'll have a very specific phrase from season 4 out of my head. It's been stuck there so long because they repeat it
to dream the dream of innocent dreamers. I don't think that's what it is anymore.
Nope. Always remember not to forget. A child's dream is a dream they should never get.
Yeah, that's the new one, but like the old one that she used to say in the original dub was like, I will never doubt the dream of innocent dreamers and something the dreams of and the power of innocent dreams. I will never doubt the dreams of innocent dreamers. I will never doubt the power of innocent dreams. And that's what the 90s one was.
I don't like either one. There's some, like
she's supposed to be creepy, so it's fine.
Not that this is Sailor Moon talk, but a small gripe is they say it for half of an episode one time, and I'm like, okay, I get it. I understand.
Cody.
It is now cemented its place into my brain.
Getting kids out of the room, be like, I have soap, and that wouldn't work on mine. Oh my god, you have no idea how clean my children are. Oh my gosh, if my children make a mess, they stress. They're like, oh, I've just made a. I'm like, making the mess is fine. Just clean the mess up.
Just clean the mess, you'll be fine.
Hello, Michael. This is my child. He has found us.
He has shown up.
People, I'm not a gremlin. My mom calls me that. Yeah, I call you a goblin, sir.
I'll call you a gremlin.
I know. I now must have matinee mayhem marathon.
Listen, we got the title now.
Screenshot and send this to Matt as a formal request.
For Sir, would you like the entire month of May to yourself? Just you. You take over the channel for a hot second. Just all you.
It's not even me.
Nope. It's just Matt.
Just Matt and my other regulars.
Yes. We all have our own co-host, and just Matt is the host. We're just here.
Everybody's like, I thought this was writing mom. Like, no, it's writing Matt.
It's writing Matt now.
I should be insulted. People are like, we don't want Sam on her own channel anymore. But it's fine. I accept it.
It's like, I should be, but it's so funny and ridiculous. I'm here for it.
I should be, but I also know that everybody would dearly miss me if I was gone. They'd be like, where did Sam go? Oh, God, why'd you yell at me, Fanta? Also, now that I can think again, normally I don't mind my children surrounding me making noises and stuff. I didn't even really notice it at first. But there gets to a point where the brain fog stops functioning because of it. So I'm like, oh wait, there's things that happen. So how was everybody's weekend?
Yes.
We love you too.
I will let you know. I didn't even notice it either, and I could hear it in my ear, and I was just like, "This is what happens."
Cody's used to my children.
I'm used to your children. I'm used to animals. I grew up with like 25 different animals, so I'm so used to a house being noisy. My brain's just like, this is normal.
You're used to my husband.
Yep, I'm used to it all. So
my husband's like only half used to me, I swear. Like no matter how long we've lived together, he will never be fully used to me, and it's great.
Like I was hearing the popping noise, and my brain was just like, there's a popping noise.
See, Jess says always want Sam time. I realized that you'll be on my channel the 31st, and then we will be on the WW the 4th, and then you're coming back on my channel the 7th.
Oh, so much Sam and Jess.
We're gonna be streaming a lot
together. Have the Sam and Jess show.
We do. It's on the Worldwide Writeathon. We at some point attempted to stream on there at least once a month. We'll probably get back to that.
You know, things do happen
at some point. But yeah. My weekend was good. I wrote a crazy amount. Literally all I did this weekend. Nice.
Jealous.
I worked all weekend, but I managed to get some writing done in the morning.
Nice.
I'm also jealous. I did, for anybody who's been keeping up with my writing shiz, I read over my outline. I got through like half of the outline, and I was sitting there going, I think I'm lacking a conflict. I mean, for a novel where two countries get almost eradicated and conquered, I think I'm lacking a conflict. The central conflict to my plot. And then I was sitting there, and this little voice in my head was like, we've already solved this problem, it's fine. And I was like, but my book won. What am I doing with it? But I held fast. I finished reading my outline. Then I went and checked my Milanote, and past Sam had made notes on what we were going to do to bulk up the plot and to go ahead and add the romance in earlier. And I have like scenes I wanted to add in and everything. And I was like, oh, thank the gods for past Sam. And then I was also reading one of the scenes, and it was all like, so weeks, months, parentheses, I don't know how long this future Sam's problem goes by. And I'm like, oh, she's such a bitch.
See, past Sam writes like the way I do, I've learned, or I picked up your writing habits, or I just talk to you a lot. So, like,
to be fair, I do not think I have an extremely unique way of doing things. I really don't. I just think that the way I talk about it might be a little different.
The way you talk about it is the way you write it, and that's how I am too. Like, I write things the way I say it. So a lot of times I'll just be like, enter name later, enter location later, enter building name later. It's a lot of future me problem.
Yeah. I'm glad that your weekend was good, child. I worked all weekend, but I meant, oh wait, we read that. I don't know, what about you?
It's gonna be me.
Libras, such narcissists.
I wonder where he gets that from. I wonder.
I did great things, finished my draft, watched lots of Castle reruns, ate tacos.
Tacos.
Meanwhile, I was in a reading slump all weekend. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay. I didn't write a lot. I was traveling, so the whole weekend was hectic. That's fair, though. Traveling can wear you down. My weekend was okay. I rearranged my desk area for the bajillionth time, as one does.
Listen, I have to do it tonight again after this. I gotta clean.
I did try boba. Oh, I love boba tea. Biting into the pearls is hella weird though.
See, I also tried boba tea, but it was frozen boba tea, so it was very weird.
And because of what my mental health is bad, I don't know why, but short, not so serious writing projects help me when I'm sad. I mean, I think that like writing short stories or flash fiction can help a lot, especially if you're in a writing slump, because you like from start to finish, it's very easy to complete and thus gives that boost of happy chemicals at having accomplished something. Yes! Milanote. I know it's like Milanote, or something like that, because that's an
Melanote,
A,
melanote.
not an O. But
it's so funny.
I'm
So
chronically dyslexic.
I read it to myself and I say it to everyone else as Melanote. But every time I talk to you, I always call it Melanote.
It's probably my fault.
No, it's partially my fault because I have echolalia that I have to deal with. So like I just repeat things that I hear. So when I hear it enough for a while, I'll just be like, yeah, Melanote. Oh, Melanote.
Yeah. My villains at one point were names Bad Guy, the true villain. I mean, yeah, same. Or like, in my original version of like my thought dump, it was like King. What was it? King Batty. And then I had another antagonist that was like Batty McAsshole.
Listen, I still like talk about my characters to other people as MC and LI, which is main character and love interest. I don't tell anyone their names. I just call them those two. So like, I don't think they know who these two characters are. So yes, main character.
Yeah, Mick and Lee.
Yeah, Mick and Lee.
Mick and Lee.
Mick and Lee. Not their names, but it's Mick and Lee.
I tell you, I have my pit fighting Jaguar shifter. I call her Moxie Chell for no real reason. Just she's got Moxie and she's not chill, so I call her Moxie Chell.
Listen,
and then her, like, I was just referring to her love interest as Richie because she's a rich girl, and I think if I remember right, Fox got confused at one point because he was like, "Is her name Richie?" And I'm like, "No."
No, she's rich
He's
girl.
like, "I would not put it past you," and I'm like, "It is a thing I would do."
You was right, but not this
time. Like, a lot of people will be like, "Oh man, that on the nose naming though," and I'm like, "Yeah, I love it. I love when shit does that."
Yeah,
it's because like a lot of people really like to criticize when modern media has really simple names, right? They're like, "Oh yeah, the dragon character's named Drake," and I'm like, motherfucker, look up what like Cohen's name means, or like literally Zeus. It means thunder, I think.
So,
hold on,
also,
let me double check that.
Fun fact: the Chinese word for dragon is long.
Yeah.
So American Dragon Jake Long. Literally, his last name is Dragon. But I was gonna say, my main. So I have.
Oh, it means shine or sky, but like he was the god of the sky. So anyway, the point is, simple naming conventions are just fucking ancient.
One of my stores, the main store that like.
Oh, we need to do intros, Cody. It's almost 20 minutes in. Oh yeah, I caught it right, and then I went and saw Fox yelling at me. He's like,
I thought about it too.
17 minutes. Who the fuck is Cody? Why is he here?
Okay, well, I'll do my intro, and then I will finish what I was saying after Sam does her intro.
I'm going to speed through chat real quick so that we can get caught up.
Okay, cool.
Haley worked on the outline. Boba was kind of weird at first. Yeah, for me, biting into the tapioca pearls. What's your what? Boy, what do you mean? Come here. What does it look like? Any tips for killing writer's block? Okay, keep that question in mind for after we do the intros. Writing at least a paragraph in the sprint and see. Hecker. Discord. American Dragon. Yes, American Dragon Jake Dragon is great.
So good.
Yeah, Darth Vader. Or try writing a duck. Oh, because that's the logo for StreamYard. That's why it looks like a duck. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, it is. All right, Cody, introduce thyself.
Hello, hi everybody. My name is Cody Keller. I'm a gay creator, makes gay shit. Straight people had too good for too long, and straight university just don't do it no more. I am of course, gay creator. I make gay shit. I'm working on my debut novel of Witches and Werewolves and what happens when a werewolf is found in a group of werewolf hunters that raised him. And what's gonna happen next? I already have ideas for other books set in this world too. It's very exciting. Follow me down below, where we navigate social media and have a fun time.
I have the Beetlejuice Down Below song stuck in my head. Never actually heard the whole song, but so much TikTok.
Oh.
And hello, I am Writing Mom's Samantha Nasset. This is my channel where I talk about writer things, parent things, and writer-parent things. On Mondays, I host live streams like this where I really should start setting an alarm for us to do our intros because, like, I look at the clock and I'm like, oh yes, it's almost 15 till, and then it's 20 minutes past.
Yes.
When I do videos and stuff, I post them on Thursdays, but I'm still not back into that quite yet because of the brain fog and the chronic illness, but I've been doing a lot better, so I should be getting back into that at some point. Woo! If you would like to read a sample of my writing so that you know that I'm not just totally full of shit when it comes to this writing stuff, you can read my spooky flash fiction on my website, SamanthaLNasset.com. And while you're there, if you want to keep up to date with all things Sam, get first dibsies on beta reading, seeing new website pages, etc., you can sign up to my newsletter. If you would maybe like to give a tip, help support the channel, get our lovely StreamYard background back, you can donate to the Ko-Fi listed down below.
Give Sam money.
And otherwise, if you would just like to support the channel in a non-financial way, you can like the stream, subscribe, and click the ring-a-ding-a-bell, because when all you're doing is live streams, YouTube hates your algorithm and doesn't tell people about you. What background do I use? Well, right now, nothing. But I want to use the blue one.
We're in the void of darkness.
Well, here's the problem, Fox. There's other people talking in my DMs, so, like, it didn't tell me that you had responded. Yell at me in Milanote. You know it pops up.
Yell at me in Milanote. You know I see it faster.
That's what he does sometimes.
Listen, I get that. I feel that so hard.
Yeah, if my Discord is too poppin', I won't see Fox's messages, so he'll go on my Linode and stuff, start yelling at me, and those pop-ups will actually tell me he's yelling at me.
But before we move on, naming conventions. My love interest, his family owns a shop, and it's called the General Store for all your general needs. And that's it. That's the name.
Michael, stop spamming chat. Don't make me get daddy on you.
And it's my favorite. I love that name so much because I was like, what name do I come up with? A general store? Like, should I call it the family? And then it was literally just like, what if I just called the general store for all your general needs? Done. Boom. Next. And it's been stuck. And I love it. It's my favorite.
All right. Somebody asked, so any tips on killing writer's block? So I don't really get writer's block too much. And I think part of that is because I plan a lot of my writing. The worst that happens to me is it's just hard for me to focus on some stuff. And so then I will like play my music playlist for a story, or my brain just dies. Or I'll talk to a friend about it, and that'll generally motivate me to get back and to do the writing.
I'm going to fight with my camera. I swear. I will fix this eventually. I will eventually figure out why it keeps doing that. So for me, so I have ADHD, for those who don't know. Basically, my brain doesn't stop. So I have like 17 different boards full of projects in various stages of work, mostly not done. And so I have like two main works, so I kind of just like flip-flop between the two. And sometimes I just don't have any ideas for a while, and that's okay. Or I do what Sam does and just listen to music, and then my brain will just be like, here's more ideas. Or I'll have like ideas for like other things. Because like I just have an entire section that's just thought dumps. So it's just like scenes or dialogues or anything like that. I just shove it all in there. And sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. And sometimes I can lead to something else.
I feel this when my brain fog is really bad. I have to do that all the time, because I'll like just talk and then I'll forget what I was saying.
I did that to my boss once. I was like, we had like a very like nice discussion about our feelings, and like I was having like a very like, I almost want to call like therapy-esque level question. Halfway through, I realized I have no idea what I'm talking about, but I got to keep going because I'm already halfway through it. So I finished it, and I was like, did that make sense? She's like, that made absolute perfect sense. I said, good, because I have no idea what I meant. Halfway through that, I lost confidence. My brain just went, "You're on your own. Goodbye."
This is 17 projects at one time. I can relate.
I will count how many boards I have currently active on Millinode.
All right, we should go into our first sprint though.
Ooh, I will count while I'm.
We are 26 minutes in. All right, you want to count us down, Cody?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
Ready in 3, 2, 1, go.
And we're back. So, both how did everybody do and what was everybody?
Oh, Sam, you're still muted.
How?
Nope. Not.
I don't think it's me.
Nothing. Still muted.
Chat, can you hear me?
Well, welcome back, everybody, from the break. How'd y'all do during your sprint? Well, we have some minor difficulties here. Wait, what? Everyone can hear you, but is it a me thing?
Yeah, I don't think it's me.
Hold on. It may be a me. No.
I think it's Cody. So sorry, there are technical difficulties.
Oh no, there you are. Never mind. Yeah. Just it was me. Yeah. I saw it. I was like, Sam unmuted. Perfect. I shall unmute. And then they didn't hear you. Like, what?
Well, see, I was like, I don't think it's me, but you couldn't hear me. So yeah. I was like, chat, can you hear me? And I was waiting for
I saw it in chat. I was like, wait a minute. Because I don't have chat up yet. That's what I saw people saying. It was Jessica's like, Sam, use that mute. I'm like, and it's a me thing.
Yep. All right. So, sorry about that. As I was saying, excuse me. Both what is everybody working on and how did you do that sprint? I've got almost all of my February streams planned, just pending because I have like thrown out feelers for potential new guests. If anybody wants to be on stream, they can DM me and I can see if the schedules meet up. But I have some Let's Talks planned, and so like I
very excited for all those
for February. But no, I have one spot left for February, but my March is wide open because I don't plan 2 months ahead of time, just one. Hold on, I need to make this note before I forget. So chat will be with you in one moment. Cody, you can talk to chat though.
Oh. Thank you, Fox. Thank you. I can't tell if it's sarcasm, but if it is, I appreciate it. If it's not, I still appreciate it. Yes.
Yeah, Warrior Maiden was saying that their biggest problem is they don't write linearly, and so everything's being written at the same time and no idea how to connect the chunks.
Oh, welcome to my world.
I write linearly. I find that most people who don't lose motivation because they write all of the chunks that they think of first, or just all the ones that they want to, and then it makes it much more difficult to put the puzzle together. For me, if I don't have an idea, if an idea doesn't leave me alone, I write it down and put a title and do a spreadsheet. Yeah, I have a Milanote of whips.
Yeah.
Idea and thought dumps.
Yep. So, I mean, I guess I kind of do that too like, for example, my entire act 1, I got the bitch on lock. I have to do some like minor changes now because I changed the main character, but like the overall story of act 1 on lock. It's just act 2 and 3 that my brain's just like, that's where like the alphabet soup currently is. But my very first like writing for this book was the beginning of act 2.
They said I've tried writing linearly and it can't do it for the life of me. I wind up losing too much story material due to forgetting it. Plus, it's like, I mean, just for clarity, everybody's creative process is going to work their way. But like, that's why I find outlines useful, because you can literally put whole scenes in your outline so that you don't forget stuff. I have a rough draft of, I want to say like all or most of my conversations in my outlines, so I don't forget things. And yeah,
I write everything down.
Vixen also says that if they don't write linearly, they struggle to add in the boring connecting parts. Then there's everybody saying it wasn't me.
I get
nice.
For what I was working on, I did research into products, and listened to some music
so relatable though,
and made a new playlist.
Nice. So. Progress, and playlist are crucial in my opinion. 699. I both love and hate this for you because like that's a really nice number, but it's also one away from 700.
Listen,
I'd be like, it's one of those number things. Hey, Candy. 122. Nice.
That's a wild candy.
I'm working on drafting my adult urban fantasy. Nice.
Jessica.
594. Woohoo. Yes.
Just for your own sake, Jessica, he was dragging me so hard, like through the mud, reading me for filth.
I'm near the end of this draft. Planned out my week. Now I can figure out what to work on the next sprint. Nice. Sounds fun. Woo. I'm about halfway through my recheck of the manuscript.
I read that as redneck, so I'm not even gonna, I read that as I'm halfway through my redneck transcript. I'm like, oh, well then.
I would read it.
Like, I would also read that too.
Right now I'm doing surveys to build up a few bucks to put gas in my car so I can make it to work tomorrow. Otherwise, I may have to ask to work from home. But so far, surveys aren't working, so... Well, there are advantages to working from home. Hold on, let me grab my hoodie. Go for it. We'll wait here.
We'll be here. We won't move, I promise.
I did a character profile, and in prep for another, I was trying to find a very specific fact about the world I'm building. Spoiler alert, I can't find it. No! Like, is it a fact in your notes you're struggling to find, or like a real world fact that you're trying to find to apply to your world building?
I would say that. I was gonna say follow-up question.
I may just give up and switch to playing with Milo notes some more. I mean, you put me in a rough spot on which I support whatever decision you go with. That's what I do now. Outline, and when drafting, if something comes to me, I write it and then I go back to linear. That helps. That helps a lot for me, especially if I get stuck with a scene in my mind, because like I'll write the scene, but then, you know, while I'm working on my outline, and then like by the time I draft and I get to that scene, what I had in mind for that scene might not work anymore for the way that I originally wrote it. And then I have to rewrite the scene. Like when I haven't wrote non-linearly in over a decade, but when I did, that was definitely an issue where I would just have to rewrite scenes so that they fit into my draft that was updated. Welcome late. I'm Sam.
Hi, late. I'm kind of hungry.
I'm aiming for 7. I support this decision.
Yes, double it.
I gotta pick up the kid at 9. Thanks for the sprint.
Go pick him up. Put him down too.
Don't tell Vixen what to do. If she wants to pick up the child and never put them down, that's her business.
I mean, just saying, he's got to be put down sometime.
Does he though? No.
I'm just
Cody, there will be a hoedown.
Yes, I love a good hoedown.
I wish I was actually writing and not editing stuff. Look, I want to write so bad. Looks at Sketchable. Gotta collect these assets though. Y'all like the thumbnails, right? I know I do.
I do.
I did laundry and prepped my draft for editing. Woohoo!
So
Damn, why am I being no'd? Hold on. I was told no. Why?
Oh.
I mean, that's not unusual, but
I was gonna say, is it by Fox? Because
yeah,
sounds accurate.
You say if it's by Fox, it's just a normal day.
Sounds pretty accurate.
I need to look earlier. So I'm writing the schedule for next month, right? And we're gonna do a let's talk with romance as the subject. But yes. I didn't know exactly, you know, if we were gonna do romance in fiction, romance in movies, writing romance, romantic relationships. So in my like tentative schedule, I wrote something romance, and then I was like, Fox, I have a question. On a scale of maybe and Fox says no, how viable is this title? And he was just like, Fox says no. And I'm like,
something romance, please.
Something romance,
please. Fox, you got 2 votes here.
Oh, my dad joke. Listen, I hate the term dad joke. You don't have to be a dad to make and enjoy a stupid joke, okay? I resent that is how they are categorized.
I love me a good dumb joke. They're my favorite.
Yes, that's what I call them. I call them dumb jokes.
I love me
I also resent the implication that any joke that a dad makes is dumb, too, because, like...
I also got told no, just for the record. Just learning that I was also told no.
You know what you didn't take a lot of advantage of when we had the subscription Fox? The stream foxes.
Oh, yeah, the stream fox is just showing up and saying no. So everyone can enjoy your banter.
Fox corrected himself. You dumb joked, and I'm still so bothered. Listen, my 10-year-old heard an inappropriate joke the other day.
Ooh.
You mildly behaved. And he tells me the joke, right? And the joke is, what's the difference between a pregnant lady and a light bulb? I already knew the answer.
I don't know this answer.
And it's you can unscrew a light bulb. I let him finish the joke, and then I was like, do you understand what that means? And he was like, no, I saw it. It's a dad joke, right? I saw it on dad jokes.
I love the context behind the story even better than the joke.
And I was like, allow me to explain to you both what this joke means, and that you shouldn't tell jokes you don't understand.
Oh my god, that one got me so good.
And do not tell this joke in school.
Do not tell this joke in school.
I do not want to get a message from your teacher.
I was going to say, if I get a phone call from your teachers, saying you said this joke.
It wouldn't be a phone call. It would be on Class Dojo or whatever other ones they use. Because I have like 4 different messengers that teachers use.
Oh, really?
He would...
Back in my day,
teacher would be like, Miss Ortiz, today Michael made a very inappropriate joke. This is not like him. So I just wanted to reach out and let you know.
And I could just imagine you just at your computer reading that and just going, the joke. That's all I know. And then just being like, I'll
talk to him. And just be like, child. We had an agreement.
We had
an agreement.
We had a deal.
Yeah, see, Jess is also upset we missed Stream Foxes. You broke him. Don't break Cody. You need him for a month. That does sound like his teacher. Let me tell you, that child has his teachers around his pinky, I swear. Every time I go to a parent teacher, he has a delight, he has a joy. He always has us laughing. He's so helpful. He cleans up.
He made a dirty joke.
I bet he does.
I bet he does.
There was one time,
you want to see him at home?
One of my kids like skinned their knee on something and they let slip a shit. And the teacher messaged me, just like, they said a bad word and I have to let you know. And I'm like, well, under what condition did they say the word? What was the word and under what condition did they say it? And they were like, it's the SH word. And then they explained what happened. And so I was like, okay, you tripped, you hurt yourself, it slipped out, right? And they were like, yeah. Like, you're not supposed to talk like that at school, right? And they're like, yeah, I didn't mean to, but it hurt. I'm like, I get it. I do. I understand.
Listen, sometimes I love children's logic. Of like, I got it, but also it hurt.
It's like, look, I understand, but mom, I tried.
But mom, it hurt.
As an elementary school teacher, I'm not surprised. I mean, I wasn't surprised. I feel it important to know where he learns things and that I make sure he understands them And if not, I just feel these are important things, and I prioritize these things over like shaming him to just not do it.
Right.
And I don't know what I'm doing works so far. Murdered all of chat.
Listen,
Teacher
that joke,
messages
it
are
got
a thing,
me.
and every teacher has their own preferences. Yeah.
I also just love the casualness of how you said it too. That's what really got me, was the casualness of, well, you can unscrew a light bulb.
Is it a sexist joke? Yes. Did he understand that? No.
No.
I had to explain it. But like,
he's also 10.
Just coming at him and yelling, it's like, Michael, that is an inappropriate joke. You shouldn't be saying that. He doesn't know what he's saying.
He's 10.
As long as he learns and listens, it's good. We had an agreement. We did.
We had an agreement.
I say stuff in front of my youngest nephew all the time, and his mom says when the school calls, I'm giving them here.
Listen, when my brother had his first child,
thank you.
She is Sam's amazing mom. When my brother had his first child, I said, "Oh, you prepare. I'm gonna be the worst uncle ever. I'm gonna be the one that shows up to school. Yes, hi. I'm here to pull out Bentley for the day. He has a doctor's appointment. Parents want to send me over. Bring Bentley. All right, we're going shopping. Going to get ice cream. You don't tell your dad. Got it? Good. Get in the car. That's gonna be me."
My parents always, if I got in trouble for anything, my mom would just ask why. And if she deemed it a stupid reason, I was off the hook. It was like, the only detention I ever had my entire high school career, I got because I was tardy to my French class 4 times. Mm-hmm. But the reason I was tardy was because like French was second period and my first period class was all the fuck on the other side of the school. And so like I would barely get there and the thing, and he was just like, well, everybody else manages to make it on time. And I'm like, nobody else has to come from the 100 hallway. But anyway, so I told my mom, and my mom was like, oh God, that guy's such a dick. Just, I guess we're taking you to school early to do your detention. I was like, I guess so. And they were also, if I got into a fight at school, the rule was I was not allowed to start it, but I had to finish it.
Yep.
And as long as I fulfilled both of these conditions, I was promised McDonald's or the fast food of my choice, or the fast food place of my choice. The day after. That part was like my dad, and my mom was just like, you really shouldn't do that because that's encouraging her to get in a fight. And he's like, no, because she can't start it. And I was like, see, yeah, if I start it.
My parents always told me, I don't start the fight. As long as I don't start the fight, I will not get in trouble. But if I am in a fight, I better make the other kid look just as bad as I do. Like, they don't care who wins, as long as I make them look just as bad.
Fox is like, they're 10 years old. They know. Well, look, it depends. He did not understand that screw was a euphemism for sex. He does now, but he didn't before.
He do now.
But, Were you the justice brawler? Okay, look, I never got into a fight that was reported. So I never got in trouble at school for fighting.
I have never been in a fight, but I have seen plenty of them start. Boy, howdy.
I will never forget when my son Alex was around 4. One day we were in Walmart with my sister, and the movie Hellboy had just come out on a DVD. He had, and of course, had to point at the display and blurt out loud in front of my sister, "Hey, Mom, there's Hellboy." See, like, if anybody... If I told my mother I got in trouble at school for saying hell, she'd be like, why?
Right. Why?
She'd be like, what? My mother could make a sailor blush, though, so.
Like, I remember in school.
Oh, okay. I see. Go ahead.
I remember very distinctly in middle school, because at my house, my parents, we never used the word pee. We'd always say piss. So, like, at school, I'd be like, oh, hey, teacher, can I get a bathroom pass? Like, oh, why? Like, because I got to go piss. And they're like, you can't say that. So I got in trouble for it. And they called my mom. And she's like, I'm sorry, what? You got in trouble for saying piss instead of pee? Like, he's got to piss like a racehorse? Mm-hmm. Was the exact phrase I used. Like, oh, it's very inappropriate for the children. They're like, all right, cool. So did he go pee or no? Because, like, I got shit to do today. I ain't got time for this.
I remember in elementary school, I got in trouble because I went up to my teacher and I was like, hey, I need to take a poop. And she made me, like, pull a card because that was our discipline system, because it was inappropriate for me to tell her that I had to take a poop. And I'm like, but I have to go.
Right? I was literally was like, but I have to piss like a racehorse. I gotta go.
I don't understand. And I told my mom, I'm like, Mom, I got a yellow card today because I told the teacher I had to poop. And she's like, well, did you say shit? And I'm like, no, I said poop.
Yeah.
But apparently the teacher was just so fucking scandalized that a 7-year-old told her they had to poop.
Also, they're scandalized when,
the
like,
need to get me in trouble. Fuck said I'd make you pull so many cards. So, you know, sir, I was as much of a teacher's pet as my oldest is. My teachers loved me, except that one, apparently.
Yeah, it was
my middle school teachers, though. That's another matter.
Middle school was wild.
School.
Like, everyone thinks, like, oh, high school's wild. Nah, middle school, man. That's where all my wild shit happened.
Okay, so in middle school is really like the time when I took more interest in dressing, like picking my own clothes and stuff. Because in elementary school, I was more interested in sleeping in. So my mom would literally just do the thing where she like dressed me while I'm having sleep, just ragdolling it.
Yep. I've done that plenty of times.
But in middle school, I had to. My mother deemed me old enough to get myself ready. She was done with me. In her defense, she had 2 other children who were in elementary school by that point. Now it wasn't just me anymore.
Right. But, she's like, I gotta fight 2 other kids.
Also,
get up.
I was in middle school. I was old enough to dress myself. But yeah. So I would dress myself. Well, I had art class like almost every day, and I had a weird build. I had wide set hips, but like I was very thin otherwise, and I had long legs. So buying pants, especially jeans that fit me, was actually really expensive. Right. And we were poor. So like
I know the struggles.
So I did not want to wear my nice jeans to school anytime I knew I had art. Yeah. I am not a neat individual. My children, nope. Pristine. Me, they didn't get that from me. They got that from their father. So I would wear my stained and slightly ripped pants to school. I had this one teacher who she would like send me to the Lost and Found to get clothes. And let me tell you, anything in the Lost and Found is ugly as shit. Like that stuff was not accidentally lost.
It was lost on purpose.
Yeah. Well, the first time I was like, okay, whatever. But the second time she did it, I was like, why? And she looks at me and she's like, well, I don't remember exactly what she said, but she was basically trying to tell me so that she could help me look nicer. And I was like, but I picked these clothes. And she's like, what?
But I did the thing.
I'm like, I have nice pants. I also have art today. And she's like, so you dress like that on purpose? And I'm like, yes.
The audacity of this teacher.
Do you have a problem, man? Is there an issue? Do I need to call my grandma?
I just love the.
Have your ass, lady.
I just love the. So this was intentional. Like the audacity,
so
man.
Fucking judgy and rude about it. I'm like, if I had not been as secure in myself as I was, she could have made me feel like real shit. Like I didn't think about it until years later when I was older. Right. I'm like, man, that's like such a fucking shitty thing to do.
I don't know why that unlocked so many memories of high school, but too specific. One time, a teacher. I was diagnosed with autism in middle school. Mm-hmm. Autism and ADHD are very fun to have together because they're pretty much polar opposites. So it's very fun to be like, everything must stay the same. I want everything to change. So it's real great. It's a fun time. So
trying to keep my oldest 2 entertained.
Yes. Wild. So in middle school, I had one science teacher who also happened to have my brother. I'm the youngest of 3. So she also had him. He was a terror nightmare in middle school. So she's like, him, same thing. So she called me lazy in class in front of everyone. Because like I didn't do an assignment or something. I went home. I told my mom. When I tell you, my mom got that phone so quick, called the principal. She's like, I have to come up there because I'm about to use words I cannot use in front of my children. I'm like, Mom, you've done this before. Do it again. I love when you chew people out. Do it. So I remember my mom telling me, she's like, I swear, if that teacher calls you lazy, one time you leave that classroom, you call me immediately. I walked into class that day, like, say something. Say something. Do it.
Say it. I won't call my mama.
Do it. Oh, I will. I have permission to call my mom at any point of this day. I will do it so quick. I got permission from my mom. It's fine.
So Jess was told that she was only allowed to fight if she was helping someone else who was getting their butt kicked, which is fair. My parents would have been fine with that.
Yeah.
I actually peed my pants at school when I was 9 because the teacher wouldn't let me out of class to pee. I fucking hate that. Like, I am sorry that I'm a child and my bladder doesn't function that way.
That happened to me too. Same thing.
Middle school for me was COVID and then cyber school. Oh gosh.
Oh no.
But he hit me in the age. Poop. Why would you get in trouble? I don't know, Audra. I don't know. I
still
didn't
don't know
know then. I don't know now. I would love to know. It was like 3rd grade, I think.
To me, that'd be like the adult response. You know, like the more adult response.
I've been homeschooling Alex since he hit middle school age. Let me tell you, I've got brain fog and dyslexia. So my brain read this as I've been homeschooling Alex since he hit middle school. And I'm like, everybody?
I also read it that same exact way too. And I was like, yes. Mm-hmm. And then I thought about it. I was like, that's not what that says.
I was just impressed. But I can't, I give big props to anybody who could homeschool because I could not.
I know what I was like in school. No, thank you. True.
I have 3 of them, and they're all so close in age, and they have such different personalities. Homework time is a struggle bus.
I got that for the entire day.
I got my elementary librarian moved. Yeah, I got my elementary librarian moved to the middle school because I didn't want to go to the bus line, so she moved me to the other side of the hall from the middle. My parents got called because of that. They asked what I did first. Well, some people are just not fun. Autism and ADHD together is not uncommon and interesting to work with. I'm a special ed teacher.
Tell me all about it, because...
I've been homeschooled since 2nd grade, so I've thankfully been saved from all of this. So, to be clear, yeah, my timer went off, Fox. I was speeding through chat. I have another time, like I have the sprint thing up. I loved public school. I loved my public school experience. I had a lot of great teachers. I had really good experience and relationships with a lot of my teachers. The few teachers that I had that were shitty didn't really affect me much because let me tell you, it took a hell of a lot in life before anything actually started affecting and chunking away at me. And I was in my mid-20s by then. So like as a kid and as a teenager, I was pretty unfazed by a lot of things. But yeah, I really enjoy public school. And my kids' school, they go to public school. They have an entire like resource team that takes care of them. They've got like a school therapist and everything. And our school system, like they believe in mental health days and sick days in general. I literally, because I'm really bad at remembering to write notes, right? So the kids, like flu season was pretty bad one year. They just kept getting strep throat. And so their teachers were like, ma'am, the children have missed like their allotted days. We need you to write some notes. If you could just like write one note, put all of the dates that they missed and then sign it, we can excuse 5 of their absences. And I was like, yeah, okay, cool. And I did it. So like, they're really like nice and good about that. And I could message their teacher and just be like, hey, such and such child is having a rough day, so I'm just gonna, or had a rough week, so I'm just gonna let them stay home. And they'd be like, okay, we hope they feel better. So I really enjoy our public school system, which I am fully aware that not all of them are like that, but I just want to make sure I'm not misrepresenting just based on a couple of stories that sucked.
So, I know we have to do sprint, but like I was just thinking, like mine realistically was pretty neutral. Like my teachers were great. I didn't have a too terrible time. Real, other than like the stories, but like they're few and far between. Montessori school, whole other story. I was there for 2 years, but like I had a pretty okay public school experience, all things considered.
I had an overprotective mother who never let me leave my house, so school was the only socialization I got.
You're like, please, somebody.
I was like, when does school start? I want to see my friends.
I mean, I hated school.
I would like to leave the street.
Like, I hated school, but that's because I had to wake up super early and I'm a night owl. So I would be asleep for 3 hours and my mom would be like, wake up. Like,
ow. So we got a couple people here who hated public school. And I mean, like I said, everybody's experience is different. So
yeah.
All right, here we go. Count us down, Cody.
So we got a 3, a 2, 1, go.
And we're back.
And I can hear this time. I don't know what happened last time.
I don't know. You had, I don't know if you know this, but during the first sprint, you had gotten disconnected from StreamYard and then reconnected.
Oh.
Yeah.
I did not know. Maybe that's what happened.
Yeah.
So I have made 2 new playlists. I'm actually editing the name of the second playlist right now.
I got all the things, all the assets organized so that Fox can make 3 out of 4 of my thumbnails for February at his leisure. And then I started going through my outline and deciding where I want to add my graveyard romance scenes. And I think I found 3 spots that will work. And then I have to, I gotta write in what I want to happen in those scenes.
I have an entire list of just scene ideas that, like, so at some point in my book, basically the MC's been a werewolf, hasn't, like, been one for a very long time. So he shipped for the first time when he was 12, got repressed for over decades, etc., etc., etc. TLDR. There's a scene I really want where the love interest's younger sister teaches him how to be a werewolf because the love interest has been teaching the kids how to do wolf things before they shift. And I just really want a scene where she's like a teacher and the main character sitting there like, I don't know why you're teaching me this. And like the love interest is standing, he's like, because I showed her how to teach people. Maya, get to it. And then she's like, yeah, of course, teacher. Like, I'm so excited. It's going to be a silly scene. I want it so bad. So I just have it as a list of just scenes I want.
In the original version of this story, the main character and her love interest meet once, and then they don't see each other again for some years. However, I also originally time skipped that, but now I'm like, I should actually write what happens.
Right.
Like, there's actually a thing that might be important. And so I'm like, I actually want them to interact more now than they used to. So now they're like, the foundation of my romance will be built in the graveyard. So
as all great foundations are built on a graveyard. Yes. I was reading a book. And
hold on. Chat needs to interact, Cody. We're here with chat.
I keep forgetting to pull up chat.
How dare you?
My brain is bad. Anywho, chat.
Yeah, I agree with Mary, like, on the school thing. That was not the comment I intended to click on, but like the thing shot up.
But you know what? Hey, it's maybe it's one we needed.
No.
I know what I was doing.
Everybody has their own experiences with schools, and you really just have to pick what's best for you and your family. That's like we had virtual school for a year for my kids, and then the next year I was like, yeah, we'll do virtual school one more year if we can. And they're like, no, they're making it so that if you need virtual school or you have a situation where that would be better, they're like, then you can do it, but otherwise no. And they're like, but there's like homeschool options. And I was like, no, we're not doing that.
No.
Because I have a chronic illness that sometimes makes it difficult for me to even get them to school.
Right.
Let alone do everything else. So yeah.
And teach? Are you crazy?
Like, no, the teachers, they went to school for a lot of years to be good at that. Yeah. I trust them. And if I don't like them, we will fight, and children will get new ones. I mean, like, be transferred. I'm not getting nobody fired.
Right.
Notes checked now. Spell checking. Nice. You can do it. I believe in you. 105 words. Woohoo! My only accomplishment this sprint is getting my laptop. Hey, sometimes that takes forever. And no matter how many times you tell it to ignore it, it just gets tired of you one day and does it. And you're like, mother son of a bitch.
I have to update mine, and it's been like a month because I keep ignoring it.
I'm glad it's working. People need the best choice. Yes. 727 words meet my goal for the sprint. Yes! Awesome. I also really love that number. Looks like a good number. I just drove to my mom's. I brought my notebook with me, but I doubt I'll use it. I mean, that's fair.
It's fair.
So true. I'm also a tutor, so I'm always looking to help students learn in the way that's best for them. I'm good with that. Laundry, editing, confirming my dog sitter for tomorrow. There is work being done on my apartment, and I don't want her home alone. I mean, that's fair.
Fair.
Edit half a page of edits. Woohoo! I got 6 lines done. Hard to read a lot while making dinner. Yeah! That's a whole other thing. And a whole 10 minutes of work.
I just added songs to a playlist, so y'all did.
Hey, progress is progress. Work is work. Yeah. When Sam approves of listen, I'm really judgy of numbers aesthetically.
Yes, I've heard this. We've talked about this numerous times.
There are certain letters that's just like they're pretty and others are ugly. It's like I have a friend who goes, I thought your birthday was the 31st. And I was like, I am personally offended. You thought I would deem to be born on such an ugly number. And they were like, I didn't realize 31 was so hideous. Or that you had that much forethought in the womb. And I'm like, bet your ass I did.
I'm not gonna lie, when you talk about ugly numbers, the first one that popped in my head was 31. I'm like, I know Sam does not like 31.
It's not a no.
She likes 32, not 31.
32 is fine. I mean, it's not my favorite, but
yeah.
So my favorite number is actually 27 because 27 is 3 to the 3rd power, and also 9 times 3. And it's not the prettiest number to look at, but mathematically it's gorgeous, and that's, I can forgive it for being all points and angles with a little bit of curve. But yeah.
Mine's a super childish answer.
My favorite number to look at, though, I have to think about. But yeah, go ahead, Cody.
My answer is a 2-part answer, and they're both childish and stupid. It's 69 and 420. That's why I said it's stupid answers. But I do like 69 because it is aesthetically to me pleasing, because it is like very much like you could just spin it.
You have my condolences. I am 31. I look forward to being 32. That was like
I thought we didn't mention that. I avoided it so high for so long. We didn't mention this.
Look, the year I turned 29, I was like, God, I'm 29 now. And somebody's like, oh, are you tired of getting old? I'm like, what are you talking about? It's a hideous number. I was like, I can't wait to be 30.
You're just like, I can't wait to be older. God, it's a pretty number.
Gosh. And now I'm like, I want 33.
33, please. Like, get you.
But I gotta get through 32 first. Set a basket of alphabet numbers in front of a bunch of people and tell them to sort them evens versus odds, and every single one of them will sort them differently. I'm sorry, my dyslexia is like, excuse?
Hold on, I was reading that. I was also, spoiler, I think I may also have a form of dyslexia because, like, I'm also like, what?
No, so here's the thing. Alphabet, like, letters don't have, that's not a thing. That's somebody fucking with someone, I'm certain. But yeah.
I think she meant numbers. Or they, I'm so sorry. I think they meant numbers. I did not know the gender.
They said alphabet letters. I'm pretty confident they meant alphabet letters. But in the off chance that they meant numbers, then I'm just confused by people.
I don't know.
30, I was excited about. 31, I was like, right? Like, what's so special about 31? You blew up my balloon and turned it into a stick.
They're getting to a stick. I turned 28.
28's a fine number.
I don't know why I feel like that's such, like, I think it's because it's
4 times 7.
I think it's because now I'm I'm considered in my late 20s, but I think because with 28, I'm like in my late 20s.
Well, that was 27. 27 is when you entered the late 20s.
I know, but in my brain, I'm like...
You had one more year to go?
Mid to late 20s. So for some reason...
Holding on to those mids.
I know, right? So I think...
Just bulldoze to the 30s. It's a great time. There's a 3 in front of every number.
So, like, I'm kind of excited for my 30s. A part of me's not,
I'm 46. I officially feel old. Well, like, here's the thing. I am a mysterious ancient deity. No, hold on. The brain fog killed me. I am an ancient deity of mysterious and unknown origins. This incarnation is simply 31.
And I'm just here. I'm just a Sparkle King. Hello, hi.
Yes, I train people to become immortals.
That's me. Hello, I'm in training. I'm the newest recruit.
Also, hold on. 31 plus 16. You are a year younger than my mama, whom is a Gen Xer.
So, like,
she is correct. And yes, I didn't see, it's a mind fuck to mess with people. We talk about the aesthetics and representation of numbers, but we do the same with letters, and it's hilarious. See, for me, letters, it just depends on the font, because I'm dyslexic and therefore extreme. Like, I don't care if the font's pretty or ugly. I just want to be able to read it. So, like, it could be the ugliest fucking letters in existence, but as long as I can read them, I will take them.
Listen, I can't read cursive. Cursive can't do it.
How dare he? Bitch, if he's so old, why did this incarnation wait so long to find me offended? It's not my fault. You're the one who was born in Canada.
Damn.
You wanted me to find you faster, but you should have been born in the South.
Rip apart. Y'all smell that? It's bacon that got burnt.
45. I am of the opinion you're not old until you're 70. And even then, you're just experienced.
I don't know. I go through phases where I'm like, the existential dread kicks in for like a hot minute.
She is the correct pronoun. I appreciate you confirming all the things, because sometimes we ask people things and they never get back to us.
Yes,
and
then we don't know, and then we don't remember till like 3 weeks later at 3 in the morning.
No, I always remember. I just don't want to harass people.
Right, like
that aren't named Fox.
I don't know, every so often, but I hear the 20s suck, 30s are great, and 40s are better.
For me,
and I'm kind of excited about my 30s.
I don't really. Those times in my life are just too different for me to actually compare. I don't
me and my teens like and me now.
Look, little edgelord teen Sam was amazing, and she did her best. 20s Sam also did her best and went, through some shit and did some healing. And now 30 Sam is going to destroy the universe because chronic illness is a pain in my ass.
Very similar.
But also, I look legal now, so I'm pretty happy.
Listen, that's why I keep the facial hair. The moment this comes off, I am a child to so many people.
Cody, some of us can't grow facial hair to look older. I'm some of us. I don't have that hack. Testosterone motherfucker.
I mean, listen. I don't know what to tell you.
I get one chin hair a month, and because it's so low, it bugs the fuck out of me and is the sole reason I own tweezers.
Oh, listen, I love me a good pair of tweezers.
I tweeze your beard off.
I do. If it's uneven, I will. Like, I get like weird, like 3 hairs over here, but not over here. I'm like, excuse me, while I just pluck.
Nope. Clarification is a wonderful thing. The itch of not knowing something drives me up the wall. There's a reason I picked Ravenclaw out of my 3 options. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, my best friend likes to use my need to know things against me because he's a butthead.
Oh, listen. So, I have a coworker who is nosy as all get out. You tell her you have a secret, she will bug you for months about it. I love it. It's my favorite game to play.
No, I won't bug people about their secrets. But if I want to know something that I perceive is innocuous and like he's just keeping it from me to fuck with me, all bets are off.
Fox, you know what you should do? You should message me the innocuous thing out of the blue and then just be like, keep this from Sam.
I'll be like, hey, I need to talk to you about a thing later, but it's not important right now. And I'm like, what is it?
Oh, those are the worst.
Just tell me we gotta talk about a thing later.
I like my anxiety spikes whenever that happens. So I tell people, I'm like, if you have something to talk to me about it that moment. Do not say we have to talk later. I will go into a full existential crisis. I've done it before at work. It was so bad. I was on the floor in a corner, curled up.
Like, I mean, I do later, but not now.
And it was just like, it was so bad. Like, my coworkers went to my boss who told me, she's like, you have to go get him. Like, he's in the corner, balled up as a ball. And she's like, what? And she came in, she's like, are you okay? I'm like, no.
I am not quite that bad. I will just...
Oh, it was so bad.
Although, like, if I am having a day where my anxiety, like, the anxiety is high or anything, I'll be like, I need to know general subject matter or I'm a spiral, and then I'll like get general subject matter.
Oh, it's general subject matter sometimes won't even help. It was so bad. She's like, I have something to talk to you about later. I was like, okay. I was fine until about 10 minutes. And then I ended up on the floor and I don't even remember how I got there.
Foxman Cody would not survive my way of life.
Oh, a part of me would just love to be a fly on the wall in your guys' chat every so often.
I think he means like his actual life.
Oh, his actual life? Oh, God, no. I bet it's just full of, we have to talk about this later. We got to talk about this later. Just meetings and notes of talking about things later. Nope, I would die. I would not be able to do that.
Let me tell you, Fox gets to see a very needy side of me that is like irrational and just not fun. Just like we'll be in a call and he's like, I have to go for a work meeting. And I'm like, what do you mean you're abandoning me for your job? You don't love me anymore. And I'll just whine at him and he's just like, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what I imagine happens. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, yes.
Yeah, So I gotta go to work now.
Yeah. But Fox! It's just like, goodbye, gotta go. Click. That's what I imagine. You just nonchalantly just walking out of the invisible room that doesn't exist.
I wound up doing 10 hours of research to write 2 lines. I feel that.
Listen.
I feel that life.
So
we're gonna do another sprint because I'm tired of editing today and can't wait to try to fanfic. We have 3 more minutes to our next sprint. Yes.
So I actually had a situation where I did about 10 hours of research.
Oh, hold on. It's gonna be our last sprint of the night. Do we want to do a slightly longer sprint, chat? Do we want to do 30 minutes? Vote for 30 or 20 minutes in the comments. Also,
yes,
how's everybody's projects going? How y'all doing? Mary said that before.
I did that, and I talked to Sam for about 2 minutes, and I was like, all right, cool. There went all my research out the window. All the work I did, gone. Thanks to Sam. Super easy answer.
I'm a fountain of knowledge from my many incarnations. 30 minutes, 30 minutes. Looks like we're doing 30 minutes.
Aw, hells yeah.
Also, has anybody read anything interesting lately? Where's my question banner? Oh, it's in a different folder.
Let me open up my Audible and my Kindle.
There we go.
I'm currently reading a book. I'm not gonna lie, I may DNF it. It depends how it goes. It's a werewolf story, and it's kind of going like the cringy side of things.
I got you, Thomas. I got you. 30 minutes it is. I'm writing an emotional scene about mental health, and it's getting to me. Oh no! Otherwise, it's been going well. I mean, that's fair. Just remember, take care of yourself.
Yeah.
If powering through the scene is what works for you, do that. If taking breaks is what works for you, do that. Whatever. I could get so much done in 30. Won't be there when it ends because of internet time limits. This is fair, Haley.
Fine.
I preemptively say have a good night in case you leave in the middle of the sprint, as sometimes happens.
Yes.
I'm in the middle of the Count de Monte Cristo.
I've heard about that. Is it good?
My child just texted me. You have 2 minutes left. Sir.
Dang.
No, I'll explain that in a second, though. So his light in his room is broken, and we haven't yet gotten lamps for the children. So he's just been using my ring light as his lamp. So he was like, "Will you message me when you're done with your ring light?" And I was like, "Yes." Hold on, I just realized. I'm sorry if I was accidentally blinding anybody.
That's why I didn't wear my glasses, because I was like, it'll be just reflected the entire time.
But my brain just died. Oh yeah, so he was like, "Can you tell me when you're done with your ring light?" And I was like, "Yeah, I will." Well, he knows my streams generally run until about 9, so he was like messaging me, "Hey, are you almost done?" It's like 2 minutes until 9, but he's 10, so sometimes his wording isn't the most tactful.
The best part is, I knew he meant because the stream normally ends in about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I knew it. I was like, there's more context, but.
Oh, people are reading things. Hold on. Ooh. I'm reading A Touch of Malice, which is the 3rd book in an epic series, and I'm in love with it, even if the 3rd book destroyed me.
Mood.
Isn't that how it goes?
Mood.
The more they destroy you, the more you love them.
Oh, God.
God. Why are our relationships with books like this?
I have an author like that every time. I'm going to cry. I'd be dead.
I'm reading the sequel to Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe, and I'm really loving it so far. I'm usually not a fan of YA, but this book has been an exception. Ooh, nice.
Okay.
How's The Count of Monte Cristo? I've been wanting to read that. All right, sleep well, Jess. Congrats on finishing your things.
Sleepy tight to you.
It's good, but it was written on a serial in the 1840s, so it's super long, 53-hour audiobook. And there are some non-PC things, but it deals with trauma surprisingly well. Reading The Valley of Horses. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Rereading Redwall.
Mood.
Fox, this is not the Redwall that you're desperate for me to watch, right? It's a different Redwall. Because I think I keep conflating the two, but they're like completely unrelated.
So I can imagine chats not always being like this, but being like, Fox, Iron Widow. And then Fox just slowly pulls out Redwall out of his pocket and puts it on the counter.
Oh, chat, y'all should read Iron Widow. Fox, Redwall. Oh, he said it probably is the same. Ah, haha. Fox really likes Redwall.
The most recent book I read is The One That Got Away by Nikki James. And it...
Sorry, finish what you're saying.
I saw the face and I was like, there's either a comment or she really likes this book. I don't know.
No, it's the comment.
Okay. I figured this one was because it popped up. Yeah. And it is like a psychological like romance mystery.
Ooh.
It involves some definitely some touchy topics that are like referenced to and how basically how the body deals with trauma. And what it can't, like what it does to protect itself.
So let me tell you though, Red River, I fucking love that series. So good. I need to reread.
Look it up for Red River.
Yeah. Except maybe Roxy.
Okay.
All right.
Ooh, I was
asking about the children.
I was rereading
No. No. Sarah, go put them to bed. Stop messing with my ring light. No, they can't stay home from school tomorrow. Go. Chat is not voting on whether or not our children go to school.
So chat, should the kids go to school tomorrow or not?
I let them stay home today because our youngest was sick over the weekend and she needed to recover. And our middle one had headaches on and off all weekend, and our oldest just got to benefit off of it.
He's like, yes, I don't have to do anything. I get all the rewards.
Like, if 2 out of 3 of them are unwell, the third one is gonna get to stay home because I'm not dragging the other 2 out just to take that one to school. That's just not happening. It's fine.
I feel that. Listen.
Especially not in winter.
Oh, listen.
I'm going to read Iron Windows. Fox has read it, so.
Oh, has he? How would he like it?
He will read the second one if he has time, and
okay.
And
he's not like foaming at the mouth like me and you are, or we're just like.
First of all, he's not a romance reader, so he really didn't care about the romance parts, and as that's like 90% of the book.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm hoping to read it. Yes,
it's so good.
Yes, Fox, you can stay home from school. You're 80,000 years old and therefore can do as you please.
I can't stay home from school tomorrow. I have to go.
I have been reading The Land of Stories, which, let me tell you, going from series such as The Poppy War and Iron Widow to The Land of Stories, which is a middle grade series about saving the fairy tale world, is a bit of a shift. But also still a lot of murder. So
a surprising amount of murder.
I mean, so you're like, oh yeah, it's a middle grade series about fairy tales. I'm like, cool. And then I'm reading it, and like, I will say, when it comes to a lot of modern fairy tales that are geared towards kids, I very much expect the Disney treatment. I expect it to be like watered down, which is still a good time to me. It's just a very different set of expectations.
Yeah.
And then I'm reading it, and like, people are getting decapitated, and the royals might, like, the bad guy is gonna try to burn the royals at the stake because we don't leave royal families alive. I'm like, it is just as dark as actual fairy tales.
I was gonna say,
I'm here for this. It's just
what was
what I expected.
What was this book title again? Because I may have to start reading this book series.
The Land of Stories by Chris Colfer. Which I bought the 6 like hardcovers when they came out because I wanted to support the author because he was a little sweet guy. But we were moving a lot, so I didn't get the chance to read them. Well, my kids needed a book series to listen to at bedtime, so I got the audiobooks, and so we were reading them together. But I would do some work at bedtime and stuff, so I wasn't actually actively listening to the book. And then, like, at some point in book 2, I think one of the characters had a little bit of a romance going, but then the next time I like tuned in, this character is romancing King Arthur, and I'm like, hold up, what happened to the other boy? Like, hold on. What do you mean we have multiple love interests? And then also at some point somebody fought a dragon and an army invaded, and I'm like, wait, hold on. It's been 2 books. What? They're not long books either. What do you mean all of this happened? And then there's also these other characters came in because and they had run away from Germany to get in England. And I'm like, hold on, this takes place in America. When did we go to Germany? What do you mean the 14-year-old boy went all across Europe? I am missing crucial details. So I started listening to it on my own so that I knew what was going on. And now I'm in book 5 of 6. The Land of Stories was my favorite series in middle school. Literally crying oh my god, don't tell me anything. I'm in book 5. Do you know that he did another series called there's the Tale of Magic, the Tale of Sorcery, and then the Tale of Witchcraft? That is also set in the Land of Stories. He's also got the Curvy Tree is an actual book that you can buy now, and there's like Trobella Throws a Party. He did a shit ton of supplemental books. Like, I want to get the Red Riding Hood Guide to Royalty. That one looks, I love her. She's one of my favorites. Wait, I had right? I'm like, well, now I showed the kids, and I was like, hey, look at this other series. And they're like, there's more? And I'm like, yeah, we should get it.
We should totally get more of these.
Look, it's either that or I listen to Percy Jackson for the 15,000th time. Which, don't get me wrong, I like Percy Jackson, but after 12 reads in a row, I needed a different book series. Or book 2. But we went the route of a new book series. All right, we should go into our final sprint.
Yes. I just thought that. I was like, anecdote, but wait, sprint.
Yes. To be fair, the timer went off while Chris was in here, harassing me about the children.
I will send him a strongly worded DM.
It's fine. He has 1 day off this week until the weekend. And so he is going to get them up and take them to school.
Nice.
But he was like, so are they staying home from school? And I'm like, well, yeah, the one seems fine. We'll see how if our youngest is still not feeling well, we're taking the other 2 to school and taking her to the doctor to see if she's all good or not. She has some sinus issues, so like it's not weird for her to not feel good when our weather is being weird, but better safe than sorry if it's lasted 4 days.
My roommate's like that. He's miserable right now.
Which he's all like, I think she's fine now, but okay. So he starts out the gate with telling me that they're all fine to go to school. And then he's like, but we should let them stay home. And I'm like, no. And he's like, I want to sleep in. And I'm like, no.
Listen, that's such a mood. That made me as a parent. I'm like, do we have to take them to school? Yes, but sleep. But they need to go to school. Okay, but sleeping.
I need to get back into reading. I've been if you enjoy middle grade series with a lot of murder, The Land of Stories is pretty good.
I have other if you like heavy things that deal with mental stuff, I got you.
I also really like the original spin Chris Colfer puts on a lot of the fairy tales. It's less retellings and more inspired by.
Okay.
So, Murder Grade Series. It's what I'm gonna call it now. Murder
Grade Series.
Okay. Right. There's the tab. I was like, "Where's my timer?" Right. Count us down.
So we're gonna go in a 3, a 2, a 1, and go.
Excuse me.
What a way.
And we're back. Cody, you're muted.
I was actually muted at that time.
Well, to be fair, I don't know about the mental torture in the YA nowadays. In my experience, it's not necessarily when talking about a young adult and new adult. It's in how you present it, not what it is. Because like YA has handled like dark topics and all that shit since The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton was written. Because that one's like about like gangs, but I forget if it's like gang violence or drugs. I just remember that Pony Boy dies. There's a dark book. And that is YA. But yeah, so it's all just in how it's shown. Because like, yes, people are being murdered in the land of stories, but like we're not being shown it in grotesque detail.
Yeah, just like I know an author that handles what could be like very heavy things, but in the beginnings of her book, she's always like, these are the topics that will be discussed. Nothing will be seen on page, but there will be talks about it, just so y'all know. Like, be safe as you read this shit.
So I got all of the scenes I had planned to added in, and then I was looking to see if I could add any more in, or if that's all I got for the flow of the story. I want to add some more scenes, but I'm like, my shit was flowing so well. Yeah, I might have to wait for more romance until after they reunite. But also, I was reminded of this teaser that I had made for it.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Can I share this? I don't know if y'all are going to be able to see it. Can you see it?
I can. There we go. Okay, I don't need my glasses this time.
So if you want, you can read that. It was a teaser I made for Instagram that was just sitting on my board. Gang violence, thank you. I was struggling. I'm like, I know there's gangs and there's violence and Pony Boy. It's been so long. 160 words. Woo. Did laundry, made myself a hot toddy, editing, updating Word Anvil, have one more load to drive for laundry, but it's only 7:45 here. Nice.
Nice.
I did some research for my Whips opening scenes, which involves the MC getting into a fist fight on UCLA campus grounds. Ooh.
Okay, I'm already in.
I have a story about a Jaguar shifter pit fighter, and it opens up where I plan to have it open up with a fight of such in the pit. So
mine involves like a group of werewolf hunters, and I plan on having the opening scene be like an exercise, like mid-exercise of a hunt.
I think the opening scene to my current whip. What is somebody dying? Let me go double check that.
Is someone dying? Let me confirm.
I think I'm right. Yeah, my prologue. Somebody's dying. So
no, mine starts with my character in a tree waiting for a wolf to come under him.
And then chapter 1 just starts with shopping.
Oh my god. What a tonal shift. Death shopping.
As one do.
I mean, yeah, as one does. Sometimes there's just no good subtle shifts from death to shopping.
I'm very intrigued. You have piqued my interest. Like, I realized the other day that I talk about my future whips a lot more than I talk about my current whip. And I'm like, I think that's just because my current whip is a hot mess of shiz that needs to be sorted out.
I get that. I do have a future whip where my characters do eventually have to meet like later in life, like a second chance. So I'm debating, I might do, is have the book of them meeting like post the time skip, and then having like a companion book of like their high school life.
That's usually how second chances stories go, because then it keeps the intrigue of, but why'd you break up in the first place? What happened?
That's what I was thinking.
How much am I going to judge you?
Because I am reading, well, I was reading a very heavy second chance that like I read before, so I know what's going to happen. And like at one point, he literally is like, I will not see this person for another 4 years. And in my head, I was like, I know the next meeting point. And then I cried. I'm like, I am too emotionally unstable for this book right now. I gotta put it aside. Like, my therapist was very proud of me for that one.
There was a comic I read recently. I think it finished recently. And it's on Manta, and it's about this guy. He's got a crush on his teacher, right? And at first I'm like, sir, no. Sir, you're a high schooler. But like his best friend, because he's like, this is inappropriate. I should not be crushing on my teacher, and I know this. And my teacher should not. And I'm like, okay, you're already a step ahead. Where are we going with this?
I was like, I am intrigued. I will stay.
His best friend is like figures it out. And then he's like, yes, I know, I can't date the teacher and all that. I'm not even going to tell him. I'm never going to confess. I'm just going to suck it up until we graduate. Hope I get over him. And his best friend's like, well, I'm gay and in love with you. So why don't we go out? And then maybe that will help you forget about him. And I'm like, oh.
Can you send this to me? This sounds adorable as shit.
Yes, I won't like go too into it, but at some point, they separate for a time skip of things, and then so like it's a romance, so obviously they're gonna, their end game. But
yeah, right.
But it's like, I think it's the only thing I have seen that I would qualify as like a second chance that starts with the before.
Because the one I'm reading has the before, pushes you through the entirety of like both of them as they're separated. And
I'll look for it after the stream, because look how many I'm signed up for. how many comics I keep up with.
Yeah,
look of it.
Yeah, and so like they meet in high school. The before is kind of like a whirlwind.
Well, hold on. Let's go ahead and do our outros, because we're at almost 3 hours now.
Oh, this do be true, yes.
In my thing, I was like, yeah, if anybody wants to stream with me, I average between 2.5 hours, except when it's just me and Cody. What I should have had an asterisk, except when Cody and I are alone.
It's when you and I are alone, or when me, you, Matt, and CB are all together.
All right, so go ahead and do your outro, because there's no one to trade your hot seat with.
I have to stay here alone. It's fine. I'll do it all myself. Hello, hi. My name is Cody Keller. I am a gay creator, makes gay shit. Straight people have had it too good for too long. Straight university just doesn't do it no more. I am currently working on my debut novel, which involves witches and werewolves and runnings aways and things of the sort. Magic. Woo. I follow me down below. Social medias. Go on an adventure. Let's have some fun.
And I am writing mom Samantha L. Nasset. This is my channel where I talk about writer things, parent things, and writer parent things. I also post videos and stuff. Well, when I do post videos and stuff, I post them on Thursdays. On Mondays, I run live streams like this, where we, chat and have fun in sprints. Or where we talk about specific topics like romance and Sailor Moon, which is what we will be doing next month.
Hey.
If you would like to read a sample of my writing, you can go read my spooky flash fiction at SamanthaLNasset.com. My website is linked down below. While you are there, you can sign up to my newsletter if you want to keep up to date with all things Sam. Beta or newsletter subs also get dibsies to beta reading and seeing new web pages and all that fun stuff.
It's a fun
time. You would like to help support the channel, you can like the stream, subscribe, ring-a-ding that bell to stay alerted of when I post stuff. And if you would like to tip the channel, you can do it at the Coffee, Ko-fi, Ko-fi listed down below.
Give Sam money,
and maybe
baby.
we can get our background back.
Oh my god. It's so pretty.
Bribe Fox to use his little fox overlays. And thank you, everybody, for coming. Thanks for hanging out and being productive with us. We enjoy your company. I'm trying to find my outro screen. And we will catch you later.
Goodbye.
Bye.